Virtual mechanics of magic. A rigorous framework analysis focused intention may reshape probability through mechanisms that mirror quantum physics, even though the analogy remains unproven. Two complementary frameworks, quantum eigenstate collapse and Stephen Mace's virtual particle exchange model, offer the most structurally coherent mechanical explanations for how magic, prayer, synchronicity, and intention-driven phenomena could operate. Neither constitutes proven science, yet both draw from real physics in ways that reward serious analysis. The placebo effect proves that belief alters biology through measurable neurobiological pathways. Quantum mechanics confirms that fundamental reality is irreducibly probabilistic, and the measurement problem remains genuinely unresolved. These facts establish the minimum honest case for treating intention as mechanism seriously. What follows is the deepest available reconstruction of these proposed mechanics. Accurate physics, alongside esoteric extrapolation, flagged transparently throughout Part 1. The quantum consciousness framework what the double-slit experiment actually shows. Thomas Young first performed the double-slit experiment in 1801 to demonstrate light's wave nature. When photons or electrons are fired one at a time through two slits toward a detection screen, an *** interference pattern gradually builds bands of high and low intensity characteristic of wave behavior. Each particle arrives as a single localized dot, yet collectively they produce the wave pattern. Individual particles appear to interfere with themselves. When a detector is placed at the slits to determine which slit each particle traverses, extracting which path information, the interference pattern vanishes. Two clumps appear behind each slit, classic particle behavior. The critical finding is that any interaction that makes which path information available in principle * destroys the interference, even if no one examines the detector's output. Wheeler's delayed choice experiment, proposed in 1978 and experimentally confirmed by Elaine Aspect's group in 2007, and Andrew Truscott's team at Australian National University in 2015, adds a further twist. The choice of whether to detect which path information can be made * after * the particle has passed the slits, yet still determines whether interference is observed. As Truscott stated, 99.999% of physicists would say that the measurement brings the observable into reality. The measurement problem * asks, what physically constitutes a measurement? John von Neumann formalized this in * mathematische Grundlagen der Quantenmechanik, 1932. Identifying two distinct processes, deterministic unitary evolution, process 2, and non-unitary stochastic collapse, upon measurement, process 1. He showed the boundary between observed system and observer. The von Neumann cut can be placed anywhere along the chain from quantum system to apparatus to sensory organs to brain to consciousness, yielding consistent predictions at every point. The technical meaning of observation, in physics, is any physical interaction that extracts information from a quantum system *. It requires no conscious being. An automated detector, a photon interacting with an electron, environmental decoherence, any of these suffices. The popular notion that human consciousness is required to collapse reality is, according to mainstream physics, a misunderstanding. The quantum eraser experiment further demonstrates this. Interference can be recovered if which path information is erased, regardless of whether anyone was conscious of it. #5 physicists who took consciousness seriously. Despite the mainstream consensus, several physicists of the highest caliber have argued that consciousness plays a genuine role in quantum mechanics. ** Eugene Wigner *, Nobel Prize 1963, published his Wigner's Friend, thought experiment in 1961. He imagined a friend performing a quantum measurement inside a closed lab. According to the friend, the system collapses to a definite state upon measurement. But from Wigner's perspective outside, the combined system of friend plus quantum apparatus remains in superposition until Wigner himself observes the result. Wigner initially concluded that consciousness is the demarcation line precipitating collapse, that the entering of an impression into our consciousness triggers it. However, Wigner later abandoned this view entirely *. By the 1980s, Influenced by H. Dieter Zay's 1970 work on decoherence, he called his earlier position solipsism. Modern extensions by Frottiger and Renner, 2016, have shown that quantum theory cannot simultaneously maintain universality, single outcomes for observers, and inter-observer consistency. John von Neumann demonstrated mathematically that the collapse could be placed at consciousness, but historians debate whether he advocated this placement. Fritz London and Edmund Bauer, 1939, made the stronger explicit claim, building on von Neumann's framework. Henry Stapp a mathematical physicist at Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory who worked personally with Pauli and Heisenberg, has argued most persistently for consciousness in quantum mechanics. In Mind, Matter and Quantum Mechanics, 1993, and Mindful Universe, 2007, Stapp invokes the quantum Zeno effect. Sustained conscious attention can hold a quantum state from decaying, making conscious will physically effective. He proposes von Neumann's process 1, choosing which question to ask nature as the entry point for consciousness. Critics David Burgett and Danko Georgiev have argued that Stapp's model is incompatible with standard quantum mechanics, and that his quantum Zeno claims contradict quantum information theory. Roger Penrose Nobel Prize 2020, and Stuart Hameroff developed the orchestrated objective reduction theory. Penrose, in The Emperor's New Mind 1989, and Shadows of the Mind, 1994, argued from Gödel's incompleteness theorems that consciousness involves non-computable processes. He proposed that wave function collapse occurs spontaneously when quantum superpositions reach a gravitational threshold. T equals *. Hameroff and Letter 210F, a NESTHESIOLOGIST at the University of Arizona, identified microtubules, cylindrical protein polymers within neurons, as candidate sites for quantum computation. The theory proposes quantum vibrations in microtubules become entangled, compute, and terminate by Penrose's objective reduction, each event constituting a moment of consciousness. The theory faces major objections. Max Tegmark calculated decoherence timescales in the brain at *1013 to 1020 seconds **, far too fast for cognitive relevance. Reimers et al. 2009 concluded tubulin lacks the required properties. Hameroff has contested Tegmark's calculation, arguing it targeted a straw man model, but the debate remains unresolved with Orchor holding minority support. David Bohm 1917-1992 took a different approach. His pilot wave theory, 1952, posits particles always have definite positions guided by a wave function acting as a pilot wave. In Wholeness and the Implicate Order, 1980, Bohm proposed the implicate order, a deeper, enfolded level of reality where everything is interconnected, and the explicate order, the manifest world of separate objects. Consciousness and matter are interdependent features of the Hall movement, wholeness in motion. Bohm did not argue consciousness causes collapse. His framework dissolves the mind-matter distinction entirely. Where consensus stands. A 2011 poll of physicists and philosophers at a quantum mechanics conference found only 6% believed the observer plays a distinguished physical role, such as consciousness causing collapse. The measurement problem itself remains unsolved. No consensus exists on which interpretation is correct, but consciousness is not required to explain any. Experimental result: eigenstates, probability fields, and the open future in quantum mechanics. An eigenstate of an observable is a state yielding a definite measurement value with certainty. A system in superposition exists as a linear combination of eigenstates, with the Born rule giving the probability of each outcome as the squared amplitude of its coefficient. Before measurement, the system genuinely exists in a both-and state, not merely unknown, but indeterminate. The metaphorical extension treats future macro events as analogous to quantum superpositions, potential outcomes coexisting in a probability field that collapses upon observation or decision. This is a conceptual framework, not established physics. Decoherence ensures macroscopic objects behave classically. Extending quantum superposition to life events requires a leap the physics does not support. However, as a philosophical model, it resonates with genuine findings in quantum biology. Quantum coherence in photosynthesis. Engel et al., 2007. Though subsequent work shows electronic coherences decay within 60–240 femtoseconds. Radical pair mechanisms in avian navigation, and enzyme quantum tunneling, all real quantum effects at the molecular scale. The philosophical question of whether the future is genuinely open has deep roots. Aristotle's See Battle Tomorrow problem, *to interpretation*, Chapter 9, c. 350 BCE, demonstrates that if bivalence applies to future contingent statements, fatalism follows. His solution, the disjunction either there will be a sea battle or there won't, is necessarily true, but neither disjunct is separately necessarily true. The future is genuinely open. This anticipates modern debates between *** eternalism, the block universe, past, present, and future all equally exist, supported by special relativity's relativity of simultaneity, **presentism, only the present exists, and the growing block ** theory, C.D. Broad, 1923, the past and present exist, but the future does not yet. Alfred North Whitehead's process philosophy, developed in Process and Reality, 1929, provides perhaps the most natural philosophical home for the eigenstate model. Whitehead's fundamental units of reality are ** actual occasions *, momentary drops of experience, that come into being through ** concrescence *, literally, growing together. Each actual occasion grasps its entire past, integrates it with novel possibilities, eternal objects, pure potentials analogous to Platonic forms, and achieves a determinate outcome before perishing into objective data for future occasions. The future is genuinely open. Each moment involves self-determination through the subjective aim. Stapp has explicitly built on Whitehead, and Hameroff has compared each Orcher event to a Whiteheadian occasion of experience. Empirical evidence for consciousness affecting physical systems ***, the Princeton Pair Lab ***, Princeton Engineering Anomalies Research, founded in 1979 by Robert G. John, Dean of Engineering at Princeton, and managed by Brenda Dunn, operated until February 2007. Operators attempted to mentally influence random event generators, REGs, producing binary outputs. Over the 12-year program, more than 1 billion bits * were processed. The cumulative result exceeded *7 sigma, p approximately 3.5 times 1013, with an average effect of approximately *0.0001 bits per bit, a hit rate of roughly 50.02%. However, a single operator participated in 15% of all trials while accounting for approximately 50% of the total effect. 2 independent German groups failed to replicate the results. Physicist Robert L. Park called PAIR an embarrassment to science and an embarrassment for Princeton. John and Dunn documented their work in Margins of Reality, 1987. ***, the Global Consciousness Project ***, GCP, founded in 1998 by Roger Nelson, formerly of PAIR, maintains a network of approximately 40–70 REGs worldwide. The hypothesis is that events generating widespread simultaneous attention, or emotion, may affect REG outputs. Over 236 events assessed across 9 years yielded a cumulative significance exceeding *4, 5 standard deviations ***. The September 11, 2001 analysis remains deeply contested. Independent analysts May and Spottiswoode concluded there was no statistically significant change during the attacks, and the apparent deviation existed only within Nelson's chosen time window. Peter Bansel's 2017 review found the data does not support the global consciousness proposal, but instead suggests a goal-oriented experimenter effect. Dean Radin chief scientist at the Institute of Noetic Sciences, presented meta-analyses in The Conscious Universe, 1997, and Entangled Minds, 2006, claiming cumulative evidence for psi phenomena across thousands of studies. His double-slit consciousness experiments, 2012 onward, reported that focused attention reduced interference pattern amplitude by approximately 0.001%, with cumulative results across 29 experiments reaching p-10.7, however. A commissioned replication by Wallachek and von Stilfried, 2019, found false positive detection rates of 50% and identified systematic methodological errors. Concluding, skepticism should replace optimism. The placebo effect provides the most robust evidence that belief affects physical reality. The Moseley Knee Surgery Study, 2002, NEJM, randomized 180 patients to arthroscopic debridement, lavage, or placebo surgery, skin incisions only, no arthroscope. At no point did either surgical group report less pain or better function than the placebo group, establishing that the billion-dollar arthroscopic industry for osteoarthritis was driven entirely by placebo. The mechanism is not mysterious. Levine, Gordon, and Fields, 1978, demonstrated that placebo analgesia operates through endogenous opioid release, blocked by the opioid antagonist naloxone. Ted Kapchuk at Harvard has shown that even open-label placebos pills patients know are inert sugar, produce significant improvement in IBS, low back pain, and cancer-related fatigue, with effects comparable to the best available medications. The nocebo effect is equally powerful. The Framingham Heart Study found women who believed they were prone to heart disease were nearly 4 times as likely to die as women with similar objective risk factors who lacked that belief. Intercessory prayer studies follow a pattern of diminishing effect with increasing rigor. Randolph Byad's 1988 study at San Francisco General Hospital, 393 patients, found the prayer group had significantly lower severity scores, p.01, with none requiring intubation versus 12 in controls. Harris et al. 1999, at Mid-America Heart Institute reported an 11% reduction in CCU course scores, p equals 0.04. But the STEP study 2006, the largest and most rigorous trial, with 1,802 patients across 6 hospitals, funded by the Templeton Foundation, found no benefit from prayer and patients who were told they were definitely being prayed for had a higher complication rate, 59% versus 52%, p equals 0.04. The Cochrane Review, Roberts et al., 2009, concluded, "We are not convinced that further trials of this intervention should be undertaken." An important methodological critique notes that untrained prayers, told to pray for sick patients, may default to visualizing the patient as sick directing attention toward the feared condition rather than the desired outcome part 2. Virtual mechanics, Mace's framework Stephen Mace, and the QED analogy Stephen Mace was introduced to sorcery in 1970 when a tarot reading predicted imminent disaster. 3 days later, state police raided his apartment, confiscated his possessions, and jailed him for 6 weeks. He subsequently dedicated himself to discovering the fundamental dynamics of the art, the better to empower individuals to defy the oppression of the state apparatus. His core theoretical work, Sorcery as Virtual Mechanics, 1988, Dagon Productions, New Haven, CT, was published as a signed, limited, numbered edition of approximately 21 pages. His bibliography explicitly includes Richard Feynman's Ked, The Strange Theory of Light and Matter, 1985. Feynman died on February 15, 1988 The temporal coincidence of Mace publishing a work grounded in Feynman's accessible QED framework the same year Feynman died is noted within the occult community as a striking synchronicity, though the precise month of Mace's publication is unconfirmed. Mace's other works include Stealing the Fire from Heaven, New Falcon, which offers techniques for creating individual systems of sorcery by causing the subliminal self to design its own symbols, and Shaping Formless Fire, New Falcon, 2005, which distills magic to the basics of psychic energy manipulation. Phil Hine praised Mace as someone who begins with the ideas of Crowley/Spare and takes them several steps further in a way few others have. The actual physics of QED quantum electrodynamics, developed by Feynman, Schwinger, and Tominaga, shared 1965 Nobel Prize, is one of the most precisely tested theories in all of physics. It describes electromagnetic interactions through virtual photon exchange virtual photons mediate the electromagnetic force between charged particles. Two electrons repel because they exchange virtual photons carrying momentum. Virtual photons are never directly observed. They appear only as internal lines in Feynman diagrams. They do not obey normal energy-momentum relations. They are off-mass shell, but their effects are measurable and real. The energy-time uncertainty principle, delta times delta greater or equal to, permits virtual particle letter 210 FNTIPRTICLE pairs to spontaneously appear from the vacuum, provided they annihilate within the allowed time window. Three measurable effects demonstrate the reality of virtual particles. The Lamb shift, a small difference, ~1000 MHz, between two hydrogen energy levels that the Dirac equation predicts should be identical, arises from the electron's interaction with virtual photons it emits and reabsorbs, plus virtual electron-positron pairs that partially screen the nuclear charge. Hans Bethe calculated this shift in 1947, launching modern QED. The Casimir effect an attractive force between two uncharged parallel conducting plates in a vacuum, occurs because the plates restrict which virtual photon wavelengths can exist between them, creating net inward pressure. Predicted by Hendrik Casimir in 1948, it was confirmed experimentally by Steve Lamoureux in 1997. The anomalous magnetic moment of the electron, G2, arises from the electron's interaction with its cloud of virtual particles. QED predicts this anomaly to more than *10 significant figures of agreement with experiment, making it perhaps the most precisely verified prediction in all of science. What Mace borrows, and where the analogy breaks, Mace constructs an extended structural analogy between virtual particle exchange and magical operations. When tension builds between two entities that cannot resolve internally, the tension spawns a virtual event, an acausal occurrence that resolves the strain and changes the entity's trajectories. Just as virtual photons mediate electromagnetic force between charged particles that cannot directly resolve their electromagnetic relationship, psychic tensions between incompatible states spawn meaningful coincidences that resolve strain without standard causal mechanism. These virtual events take shape on a formal layer behind physical reality, analogous to the quantum vacuum, the seething field of virtual particles underlying apparently empty space. The sorcerer deliberately manufactures tension, defines the desired form on the formal layer via sigil, generates free psychic energy through Spare's neither-neither principle, and directs that energy through the sigil to actualize a specific virtual event. The dual principle constrains every operation. Every force generates an equal and opposite response. The analogy diverges from actual QED at several critical points. QED is mathematically rigorous, yielding predictions accurate to *10 plus significant figures. Mace's framework is purely qualitative with no equations, no calculable predictions, no falsifiable quantitative claims. Many physicists argue virtual particles are mathematical artifacts of perturbation theory, not ontological entities. Mace treats them much more literally. QED operates at subatomic scales. Mace extrapolates to macroscopic human experience with no established mechanism bridging the gap. The formal layer has no physics equivalent at the scale where human intentions interact with events. Psychic energy has no measurable physics counterpart, Yet the analogy remains asterisk productive as a structural model for practice asterisk. It gives practitioners a disciplined conceptual framework that avoids both religious supernaturalism and vague energy talk. The emphasis on tension and resolution as a dynamic maps well onto the phenomenology of synchronistic experience. The insistence that you can't get something for nothing provides practical guardrails against grandiose magical thinking. And the experimental ethos, try things, observe results, discard what doesn't work, is arguably the most valuable contribution of the chaos magic movement. *** Peter Carroll's **Liber Caus** 1992 offers a complementary mathematical model with explicit equations. His spell equation **PM equals P plus 1P times M ** gives the probability of accomplishing something with magic, where P is the natural probability and M is the magic factor. It's self-defined as ** M equals G times L times S times B, gnosis times magical link times subliminalization times belief. Where Mace draws narrowly from QED virtual particles, Carroll draws from broader quantum mechanics. Where Mace stays qualitative, Carroll attempts quantification. Where Mace focuses on individual sorcery, Carroll builds systematic organizational frameworks. Both reject supernatural explanations, treat magic as probability technology, and insist on experimental verification. ## the formal layer across traditions. The concept of a patterning realm behind observable reality has remarkable convergence across traditions separated by millennia. ** David Bohm's implicate order, wholeness, and the implicate order ** 1980 distinguishes the * implicate order, a deeper, enfolded level where everything is enfolded into everything, analogous to a hologram where every fragment contains information about the whole. From the * explicate order *, the surface world of separate objects. Physical forms are relatively autonomous and constant set of forms built on and carried by the universal and indivisible flux of the *** holomovement **. Bohm's 25-year dialogue with Jiddu Krishnamurti, published as * The Ending of Time * 1980, and The Limits of Thought * 1999, explored whether radical transformation of consciousness was possible through understanding the holomovement. Bohm's framework maps directly onto the magical concept of a hidden order. The implicate order is the formal layer, the explicate order is manifest reality, and enfoldment/unfoldment is the mediating principle. *** Rupert Sheldrake's Morphic Resonance **, A New Science of Life ** 1981. The Presence of the Past ** 1988 proposes that all self-organizing systems have a collective memory from all previous things of their kind, transmitted through morphic fields **. The so-called laws of nature are more like habits. Nature operates through accumulated repetition rather than fixed eternal laws. John Maddox, editor of * Nature, called the first book, the best candidate for burning there has been for many years. Mainstream science broadly rejects morphic resonance as pseudoscience. No known mechanism exists for the proposed transmission, and experimental claims remain unconfirmed by independent replication. ** Carl Jung's collective unconscious and archetypes * posit inherited, pre-existent patterns that give rise to images when activated. Jung's concept of the ** psychoid ** level, borrowed from Hans Dries, describes the deepest layer. Where archetypes are neither solely physiological nor psychological, but bridge both. Jung himself connected his archetypes to Plato's ideas through Philo of Alexandria and explicitly stated, synchronicity postulates a meaning which is * a priori in relation to human consciousness and apparently exists outside man. *** Plato's theory of forms *, Republic *, Timaeus *, c. 380 BCE, proposed eternal, unchanging ideas behind the changing visible world. Augustine's * rations eterni * placed these ideas in the mind of God as original and principal forms of things, reasons, fixed and unchangeable, contained in the divine intelligence. The logos *** of John 1. 1 functions as the creative pattern through which all things were made. The Sefer Yetzirah *, 3rd, 6th century CE, presents perhaps the most explicit formal layer cosmology. God created the universe through 32 secret paths of wisdom, the 22 Hebrew letters plus 10 Sephirot, with the cosmos literally written into being through permutations and combinations of these structural templates. All 6 frameworks converge on a structurally identical insight. Behind observable reality lies a deeper patterning realm from which manifest forms derive their order ***. Common features include a hidden primary order, physical forms as derivative, holism over reductionism, non-locality, pattern information as fundamental, and some form of mind-matter unity at the deepest level. Jung's synchronicity as a causal connecting principle. Carl Jung first coined the term synchronicity in a 1930 memorial address for sinologist Richard Wilhelm, though he had used the concept in private seminars since 1928-1929. His definitive treatment appeared in Synchronicity, an acausal connecting principle, 1952, published alongside Wolfgang Pauli's essay on Kepler in their joint volume The Interpretation of Nature and the Psyche ***. Jung defined synchronicity as an acausal connecting principle, linking events that coincide in time and appear meaningfully related, yet lack discoverable causal connection. He identified *3 categories. 1. Coincidence of a psychic state with a simultaneous external event, exemplified by the famous ** scarab beetle * incident, a rationalistic patient dreaming of a golden scarab, while Jung heard tapping at the window, opened it, and caught a * Cetania aurata, rose chafer beetle, the nearest local analogy to a golden scarab, which he handed to her with the words, "Here is your scarab," breaking through her intellectual resistance. 2. Coincidence of a psychic state with an event at a distance, like Swedenborg's vision of the Stockholm fire while in Gothenburg. And 3. Coincidence of a psychic state with a not yet existent future event, precognition. The * Jung-Pauli collaboration spanned from 1932 until Pauli's death in 1958, encompassing over 400 letters and approximately 1,000 of Pauli's recorded dreams. Pauli, Nobel laureate for the exclusion principle, nominated by Einstein, saw quantum entanglement as a model for the relationship between mind and matter. Together, they formulated the concept of the *Unus Mundus *, one world, borrowed from the alchemist Gerardus Dornius, a potential world before creation, where psyche and matter are undifferentiated. Their collaboration was remarkable precisely because it paired a Nobel physicist with a depth psychologist in joint investigation of the mind-matter boundary. Jung cited J.B. Rhine's experiments at Duke University, beginning 1930, as empirical support. Rhine used Zener cards, decks of 25 bearing 5 symbols, and reported statistical evidence for ESB across approximately 90,000 experiments. Jung stated Rhine's work was scientific proof that part of the psyche is not subject to the laws of space and time. Rhine's results were never successfully replicated by the broader scientific community. Part 3. Spare's protocol, the operative technology. Austin Osman Spare, London's lost sorcerer artist Austin Osman Spare, 30 December 1886, 15 May 1956, was born near Smithfield Market, London, to a City of London policeman and his wife. He showed artistic talent from age 4. In May 1904, his father surreptitiously submitted drawings to the Royal Academy's summer exhibition. One was accepted, making Spare the youngest artist exhibited that year at age 17. He briefly attended the Royal College of Art before leaving in 1905, dissatisfied. His encounter with Mrs. Patterson described by Kenneth Grant as an elderly witch claiming descent from Salem witches, reportedly initiated Spare into practical witchcraft and the experience of the witches' Sabbath. Her historical existence remains debated. Journalist Hannon Swaffer recorded that Spare described her as a friend of his parents, had gypsy blood in her veins, lived to be 101, and was married to a doctor. Phil Baker's definitive biography, Austin Osman Spare. The Life and Legend of London's Lost Artist **, Strange Attractor MIT Press, 2011, treats Grant's account with scholarly caution. After brief association with Aleister Crowley, who proclaimed Spare's art a message from the divine, and recruited him for the AA, Spare departed, therefore finding Crowley's ceremonial hierarchical system incompatible with his own pragmatic individualism. Spare published *Earth Inferno, 1905, The Book of Pleasure Self-Love, The Psychology of Ecstasy, 1913, *** public domain in the U.S. as a pre-1929 publication. The full text is available at sacredtexts.com and hermetic.com, The Focus of Life, 1921, and The Anathema of Zos, 1927. His artistic career crested in the period 1909-1913, before a long decline into obscurity, poverty, and a damp Brixton basement shared with cats after the Blitz destroyed his home. A *Leader magazine article prompted strangers to post him tins of food. Rediscovery came through Kenneth Grant head of the British OTO, who befriended Spare in the 1940s and received unpublished material at Spare's death. Grant published extensively on Spare in the Magical Revival, 1972, and Images and Oracles of Austin Osman Spare, 1975, creating the mythologized image of Spare as a dark sorcerer that heavily influenced later chaos magic. The world's largest collection of Spare's art is held by Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin. Works are also in the Metropolitan Museum, the Victoria and Albert Museum, and the Princeton University Art Museum. The Sigil Method, complete technical documentation. Spare's sigil method, systematized by Peter Carroll in Liber Null and Psychonaut, 1987, and made accessible by Phil Hine in Condensed Chaos, 1995, and Ray Sherwin in the Book of Results, 1978, constitutes the core operative technology. Step 1, Statement of Intent. Formulate the desire as a short, positive sentence. Spare use the prefix THISMY wish, followed by the desired outcome. Some practitioners use it is my will. Considered stronger, the statement must be positive, no negation, because the unconscious may not process not. It must be specific enough to define the outcome, yet open enough to allow multiple paths to manifestation. Step 2, Letter Extraction. Write the sentence in capitals. Remove all letters that appear more than once, keeping only one instance of each. From this my wish to obtain great fortune. The remaining unique letters might reduce to something like T, H, I, S, M, Y, W, O, B, A, N, E, R, G. F1 letter may be considered as another rotated M as reverse W, etc. Step 3, Monogram Construction. From the remaining letters, construct a single composite glyph that unifies them graphically. The final form must be sufficiently abstract to prevent conscious recognition of its original meaning and bear no pictorial resemblance to the desire. There are no correct sigils. What matters is that the practitioner created it. Spare also developed *** mantric sigils, word-based, and an *** alphabet of desire where each letter represents a specific sensation thinking. Step 4, Forgetting. This is essential. Spare wrote, when conscious of the sigil form any time but the magical, it should be repressed, a deliberate striving to forget it. By this, it is active and dominates at the unconscious period. The rationale, conscious desire creates lust for result that paradoxically prevents manifestation. The sigil must bypass the conscious mind entirely and be implanted in the unconscious, where it can germinate secretly and unobtrusively. The operation should be kept secret. Discussing it with others may dissolve the working. Step 5, Charging through Gnosis. Carroll formalized Spare's methods into two categories. Excitatory gnosis employs arousal, dancing, spinning, drumming, sexual climax. One of the most common methods, pain, intense emotional states, physical exhaustion, hyperventilation. Inhibitory gnosis employs stillness, deep meditation, sensory deprivation, trance, fasting, sleeplessness, and Spare's signature technique, the * death posture ***. Spare described two variants of the death posture. The lying form, Lying on your back lazily, the body expressing the condition of yawning, suspiring while conceiving by smiling. The standing form. Standing on tiptoe with the arms rigid, bound behind by the hands, clasped and straining the utmost, the neck stretched, breathing deeply and spasmodically, till giddy and sensation lost. The standard chaos magic procedure involves standing on tiptoes against a wall, arms locked behind the head, body fully stretched, deep spasmodic breathing until total exhaustion and collapse or blackout, with the sigil held in the mind's eye. Alan Chapman of the IoT British Isles has argued that the death posture has been fundamentally misunderstood. Its primary aim is not to charge sigils, but to experience the non-dual asterisk, what Spare called Kia, making it the central teaching of the Book of Pleasure asterisk step 6 firing. At the moment of peak altered state, orgasm, exhaustion collapse, deepest trance, the sigil is visualized intensely, burned into the mind, then released completely. As Sherwin described, the magician reifies the sigil and then, by force of will, hurls it into his subconscious from where the sigil can begin to work unencumbered by desire. Step 7 banishing. Immediately after charging, laughter is the traditional banishing. Spare emphasized this. Purpose. Prevent the sigil from resurfacing to conscious awareness. Create a clean psychological break. Other methods. Mundane activity, eating, watching television, doing chores, anything redirecting attention completely away from the working. Step 8 shoaling. This is not from Spare but from Gordon White, developed circa 2010 and published in the Chaos Protocols, Llewellyn, 2016. Instead of launching a single sigil for a large goal, break the objective into multiple smaller specific sigils and launch them together as a shoal. Include a robofish, a sigil for something certain to happen, to lead the shoal and create momentum. The rationale leverages probability. Widening potential outcomes increases the likelihood of cumulative advantage. This is entirely White's innovation building on Spare's core method, connection to Neville Goddard's SATS. Goddard's state akin to sleep technique involves entering the hypnagogic state between waking and sleeping, vividly imagining a short scene implying the desire's fulfillment and falling asleep in that state. The structural parallel is significant. Both techniques bypass the critical conscious mind to implant desire in the subconscious via altered states. The key difference is that Goddard uses vivid first-person sensory visualization of the end state, while Spare uses abstract symbolic encoding, specifically to prevent conscious recognition. Both systems share the underlying model that the subconscious, when properly impressed, manifests desire into reality. They were developed independently, Goddard in New York influenced by the Ethiopian mystic Abdullah, Spare in London influenced by Theosophy and Western esotericism. A cosmogram ritual functions as a gnosis inducer within this framework by providing a structured environment, consecrated space, symbolic objects, rhythmic elements that facilitates the transition from ordinary consciousness into the altered state required for charging. The ritual preparation creates expectation and focus. The ritual's progressive stages deepen the trance. The ritual's climactic moment provides the firing point. The cosmogram is the operational platform on which the virtual mechanics model runs. The neither-neither principle. Freeing bound energy. The neither-neither is Spare's core philosophical contribution, presented in the Book of Pleasure as the method for attaining self-love through freedom from desire and belief. Spare wrote, "Man implies woman, I transcend these by the hermaphrodite. This again implies a eunuch. All these conditions I transcend by a neither principle. Yet although a neither is vague, the fact of conceiving it proves its palpability and again implies a different neither. But the neither-neither principle of those two is the state where the mind has passed beyond conception. It cannot be balanced, since it implies only itself. The step-by-step process. Take any belief. I am powerful. State its opposite. I am powerless. Recognize the first as a partial, dualistic construction. Recognize the opposite as equally partial. Negate both simultaneously, neither powerful nor powerless. But even this negation implies something, so negate that too. The mind reaches a state beyond all conception the neither, where it implies only itself. The energy previously locked into maintaining the belief is now freed and available for magical purposes or for the experience of Kia, the non-dual absolute. Spare's formula for the experiential quality of this state does not matter, need not be. Particle accelerator analogy captures this precisely. A belief matter is collided with its exact opposite antimatter. Both are annihilated. What remains is pure freed energy, no longer bound to any conceptual form, available for direction or experienced as the undifferentiated absolute. This principle has deep structural parallels across contemplative traditions. Nagarjuna's Madhyamaka * Buddhism employs the Sia Tu letter 1e63 Ko letter 1e60 I tetralma. P, not P, both P and not P, neither P nor not. P, all four positions are negated, revealing sunyata emptiness. The aim is soteriological, liberation from suffering through realizing dependent co-arising. Pyrrhonian skepticism reaches epiché, suspension of judgment, by finding equally compelling arguments for and against any non-evident claim, with ataraxia, tranquility, following as a shadow. Adrian Kuzminski's Pyrrhonism, How the Ancient Greeks Reinvented Buddhism, 2008, argues for deep structural parallels, possibly sharing historical roots through Pyrrho's travels to India with Alexander. Crowley's Crossing the Abyss requires the adept to surrender all identity and knowledge, dissolving the ego entirely before emerging as a master of the temple. The same annihilation of fixed structures through a different ceremonial framework. Christian kenosis, Philippians 2, 5-8, Christ's self-emptying, achieves the same structural movement from fixed will through surrender to receptive emptiness. Luke 22, 42, Not my will, but thine be done, mirrors the neither's passage through desire and its negation to a state beyond both. The dual principle. Every action has its cost-spare articulated duality as the fundamental law of all manifest existence. The dual principle is the quintessence of all experience, and no ramification has enlarged its primordial simplicity. Every experience automatically generates its opposite. With what does he balance his ecstasy? Measure for measure by intense pain, sorrow, and miseries. With what is rebellion? Of necessity, slavery. Mace applies this practically in shaping formless fire. Every action brings on an equal and opposite reaction in psychic interactions as well as mechanical ones. Physical energy going to entropy equals desire going to satiety. You can't get something for nothing is the psychic affirmation of conservation of energy. This provides essential practical guardrails. Every magical act has a cost or consequence, and the practitioner who ignores this does so at their peril. The physical parallels are direct. Newton's third law operates on the same structural logic. Conservation laws energy, momentum, char, ensure that nothing is created or destroyed, only transformed. Biblical formulations express the identical principle. Galatians 6, 7, Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Luke 6, 38, Give, and it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down and shaken together. Matthew 7, 2 With what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again. The Wiccan threefold law amplifies the principle with a multiplication factor. Karma, Hindu, Buddhist, Jain, maps actions to consequences across lifetimes. Mayat, Egyptian, represents cosmic balance itself, the weighing of the heart against the feather of truth as ultimate accounting. Spare's distinctive contribution is the corollary. The only escape from the dual principle is through the neither, transcending duality altogether. Part 4. The unified operative model the complete operation from tension to manifestation, synthesizing all elements into a single operative sequence. *****. 1. Define form, sigil intention. Formulate the desire precisely. Encoded as a sigil Spare's method, a compressed imaginal scene, Goddard's SATS, or a theological petition aligned with perceived divine will. The key requirement across all methods, the desire must be translated into a form that can bypass the conscious mind's editorial resistance. The sigil accomplishes this through abstraction, SATS through hypnagogia, prayer through contemplative surrender, **2. Create workspace, cosmogram/ritual space. The cosmogram, consecrated circle, altar, symbolic objects, sequential ritual stages, provides the operational platform. It functions as a gnosis inducer by creating a progressive transition from ordinary consciousness into the altered state required for charging. The structured environment signals the unconscious that ordinary rules are suspended. In Mace's framework, this is establishing the conditions under which virtual events can take form on the formal layer. In the quantum metaphor, this is preparing the measurement apparatus. In theological terms, this is entering the prayer closet. Matthew 6:6, **3, generate energy neither gnosis. Through excitatory gnosis, arousal to peak, inhibitory gnosis, stillness to emptiness, or the neither principle belief annihilation releasing freed energy, the practitioner reaches a state of consciousness where the critical editorial mind is suspended and raw psychic energy is available for direction. Carroll quantifies this as the G-gnosis factor in his equation M equals G times L times S times B in theological parallel. This is the kenotic self-emptying. Not my will, but thine be done, creating the empty vessel through which higher will can operate. *4. Fire intention. At the peak of gnosis, orgasm, exhaustion collapse, deepest trance, the moment of total surrender, the sigil is visualized intensely and hurled into the subconscious, or the imaginal scene is held with full sensory engagement while falling asleep, or the prayer is released with total faith, the critical requirement, release **. Lust for result, continued conscious attachment to the outcome, is universally identified as the factor that kills the operation. This is why banishing follows immediately. *5. Watch for the virtual event. In Mace's framework, the charged intention creates tension on the formal layer that resolves through an acausal virtual event, a meaningful coincidence, an unexpected opportunity, a sudden shift in circumstances that resolves the desired outcome without standard causal explanation. The practitioner's task is to remain alert to these events without actively seeking them, which would reactivate lust for result. In the eigenstate model, the probability field has been biased toward the desired outcome. The collapse occurs through ordinary-seeming events whose probability was enhanced. In theological terms, this is watching for providential arrangement, the open doors of opportunity. *6. The dual principle balances. Every manifestation carries a cost. The skilled practitioner anticipates this and plans accordingly, choosing desires whose dual principle consequences are acceptable, structuring operations to minimize collateral, and recognizing that the universe's books always balance. Mace's framework explicitly borrows from QED's conservation laws. At every vertex of a Feynman diagram, charge, energy, and momentum are conserved. At every vertex of a magical operation, the dual principle ensures conservation of the total psychic account. How the cosmogram serves the virtual mechanics model. The cosmogram provides the operational platform by fulfilling multiple functions simultaneously. It creates *** liminal space **, a bounded area where ordinary causality is symbolically suspended, analogous to how Casimir plates constrain which virtual particle modes can manifest within their boundary. It provides ** progressive gnosis induction through sequential ritual stages, invocation, circumambulation, meditation, offering, that deepen the altered state. It supplies * symbolic language for communicating with the unconscious, the elements, directions, colors, and deity forms serving as interface between conscious intention and the formal layer. It establishes the dual principle * through balanced symmetry, quarters representing equilibrium. And it creates the firing chamber *. The ritual's climactic moment when accumulated energy is released through the sigil into the formal layer, analogous to the collision point in a particle accelerator where concentrated energy produces new particles. Part 5. Protestant theological integration ## Magick as participatory providence secondary causation theology. provides the orthodox framework for understanding how human intentional activity participates in divine action without competing with divine sovereignty. Thomas Aquinas distinguished God as primary cause from creatures as secondary causes. God so communicates his goodness to created beings that one thing which receives it can transfer it to others through its own action. Summa contra gentes asterisk 369:16. His metaphor from the asterisk commentary on Aristotle's physics. Nature is nothing but the plan of some art, namely a divine one, put into things themselves, by which those things move towards a concrete end. Protestant theology modified this framework while preserving its essential structure. The asterisk Calvinist tradition emphatically affirms God's sovereignty over all events while upholding genuine human agency. The Westminster Confession, VII, Roman 3, teaches that God ordinarily worketh by means, yet is free to work without, above, and against them. The Reformed concept of means of grace, word, sacraments, prayer, establishes that God works through human instruments. Herman Bavinck articulated providence through three interconnected aspects: preservation, concurrence, and government. Preservation is also government, and government is concurrence, and concurrence is preservation. Reformed Dogmatics 2.605. Concurrence theology, concursus Dei, teaches that divine and creaturely activity run parallel in the same event. An event can be simultaneously an act of nature humans and an act of God, Isaiah 26:12, 1 Corinthians 15:10. As R.C. Sproul explained, the example of Joseph's brothers encapsulates it. You meant it for evil, but God meant it for good, Genesis 50:20. The Arminian tradition models cooperative relationship more explicitly. Jacobus Arminius affirmed, free will is unable to begin or to perfect any true and spiritual good without grace. But one result of gracious renewal is the cooperating synergistically, which man does in believing. Wesley's prevenient grace provides a staged framework of divine-human cooperation. Philip Hefner's created co-creator, concept, the human factor Fortress Press, 1993, directly theologizes human creative participation. Human beings are God's created co-creators whose purpose is to be the agency, acting in freedom, to birth the future that is most wholesome for the nature that has birthed us. The integration point is direct. Concurrence theology provides the most precise theological framework for intention-driven practice. Human consciousness and divine will operate concurrently in every event. The practitioner's intentional act is simultaneously a channel for divine action. This avoids both deism, God uninvolved, and occasionalism, creatures have no real agency. Faith as eigenstate collapse, Hebrews 11. 1. The Greek text of Hebrews 11. 1 is remarkably precise. Letter 1 F14 sigma tau go to nu, delta letter 1 F72, pi yo to sigma tau go to sigma, letter 1 F10 lambda pi yo to zeta omicron mu epsilon nu mega nu, asterisk letter 1 F51 pi omicron sigma tau alpha sigma yo to sigma, asterisk. Pi rho alpha gamma mu alpha tau mega nu, asterisk, letter 1 F14 lambda epsilon gamma chi omicron sigma asterisk, omicron, letter 1 F50, beta lambda epsilon pi omicron mu epsilon nu mega nu. Hypostasis asterisk, letter 1 F51 pi omicron sigma tau alpha sigma iota sigma. Literally, that which stands under carries meanings including substance, foundation, title deed, assurance, and underlying reality. Ancient Oxyrhynchus papyri reveal it was used in legal contexts meaning title deed or guarantee of transactions. The same word appears in Hebrews 1:3 for Christ as the express image of God's hypostasis asterisk. Elenchos, letter 1 F14 lambda epsilon gamma chi omicron sigma, conveys legal forensic force, proof, conviction, demonstration. The structural parallel to eigenstate collapse is striking. Faith provides the hypostasis underlying reality substance that gives form to unrealized potentials, things hoped for, and serves as the elenchos evidence conviction for things not yet observed, things not seen. The verse describes a field of possibilities, an act of faith, and that act conferring substance, collapsing possibility into experienced reality. No major peer-reviewed theological work was found rigorously developing this parallel in systematic academic theology. The connections exist primarily in popular Christian literature, charismatic circles, and the New Thought tradition. Neville Goddard directly quoted Hebrews 11:1 and interpreted it as describing imagination as creation. Faith is simply the subjective appropriation of the objective hope. The *** word of faith movement *, Kenneth Hagen, Kenneth Copeland, reifies faith into the literal raw material of creation. Faith was the raw material substance that the Spirit of God used to form the universe. But Orthodox critics, Hank Hanegraaff, Daniel McConnell, John MacArthur, trace this to heterodox metaphysical sources and call it another gospel. More Orthodox theology views faith as trust in a personal God who sovereignly answers prayer according to his will, not as an impersonal force operating by mechanical laws. Gethsemane as neither. Kenosis as operative emptying. Luke 22:42 follows the exact structure of spares neither. Jesus held a specific desire, let this cup pass, the thesis. He explicitly surrendered that desire, not my will negation of thesis. He accepted the opposite possibility, thine be done, embracing what he initially resisted. He arrived at a state beyond both personal desire and its opposite, pure receptivity to divine will. The movement from desire through surrender to a state beyond both is structurally identical to Spare's technique. Kenosis theology elaborates this pattern. Philippians 2:5-8 describes Christ's self-emptying. Letter 1F11 alpha upsilon tau, letter 1F78 nu, letter 1F10 cap epsilon nu omega sigma epsilon nu. Houghton Echinosin *. Protestant canonic theologians include Gottfried Thomasius, 1802-1875, who viewed incarnation as genuine self-limitation of the divine manner of existence. Charles Gore, 1853-1932, who applied kenosis to Christ's human knowledge. And P.T. Forsyth, 1848-1921, who developed kenosis within a framework emphasizing divine moral holiness. Karl Rahner and Hans Urs von Balthasar interpreted kenosis within a Trinitarian framework, where the Son's self-emptying reveals an eternal pattern of self-giving love within God. Meister Eckhart's ** Gelassenheit, releasement, or letting be, though a medieval Catholic mystic, deeply influenced Protestant thought, particularly the Anabaptist and Radical Reformation movements. Eckhart taught, make a start with yourself and abandon yourself. His 3 stages, releasement from willful subjectivity, correspondence with the address of being, back into engagement with letting things be, closely parallel Spare's movement through desire, negation, and the vacuity beyond. Martin Heidegger secularized Gelassenheit as willing not to will, not passive resignation, but a mode of thinking that transcends calculative cognition. Both Gelassenheit and the neither describe transcendence of the willing ego into receptive openness. The magical parallel is direct. Kenosis models the practitioner's necessary ego-emptying, just as Christ's self-emptying was the * condition for God's saving work to operate through him. The magical practitioner's release of personal will creates the empty vessel, through which intention can operate unimpeded by ego attachment. The neither is the Gethsemane of the sorcerer # part 6. Honest limitations and alternative models # what is analogy, what is science, and what is useful. The quantum magic framework is ** analogy, not proven science *. This must be stated with absolute clarity. Quantum effects operate at subatomic scales. Tegmark calculated that quantum decoherence in the brain occurs at 13 seconds, many orders of magnitude too fast for cognitive relevance. The brain operates at 37 degrees C in an aqueous ionic environment where thermal energy, ~25 MeV, rapidly destroys quantum superpositions. Quantum computers require temperatures near absolute zero for precisely this reason. No mathematical formulation exists for psychic energy, the formal layer, or how intention transmits through quantum fields. The gap between metaphor and mechanism remains vast. The psi research landscape is similarly sobering. Effect sizes are extremely small *. Pair's hit rate was 50.02% against 50% chance. Replication by independent groups has consistently failed. Publication bias and the file drawer problem plague the field. The broader psychology replication crisis, Open Science Collaboration, 2015, found only 39% of studies successfully replicated, with effects averaging 50% smaller than originals. Sci research faces these problems magnified by tiny effect sizes. Many frameworks contain asterisk unfalsifiable elements. It didn't work because you didn't believe enough, makes any failure confirmatory of the theory rather than disconfirmatory. A genuine scientific hypothesis specifies conditions under which it would be falsified. #5 alternative models worth considering *** Tom Campbell's information theoretic model *** my big toe ** 2003 proposes consciousness as fundamental and physical reality as a virtual construct within it, a rendering engine that only computes what is observed, explaining quantum paradoxes through computational metaphor. Campbell published a peer-reviewed proposal for testing the simulation hypothesis, International Journal of Quantum Foundations *, 2017, lending the framework some scientific credibility, though it lacks conventional mathematical formalization. ** Nick Bostrom's simulation argument, Philosophical Quarterly *, 2003, presents a trilemma. Either humanity goes extinct before reaching posthuman technology, posthuman civilizations don't run ancestor simulations, or we are almost certainly living in a simulation. Within this framework, intention-driven phenomena could represent interactions with the simulation's underlying code rather than violations of physical law. David Chalmers treats this seriously in Reality Plus *, 2022, though Ringel and Kovrizhin, 2017, argue that simulating quantum many-body systems would require exponentially increasing computational power beyond any plausible technology. ** Biofield hypotheses * build on the measurable electromagnetic fields generated by biological organisms. Harold Saxton Burr at Yale, 1930s-1960, discovered that voltage gradients in frog eggs precisely predicted nervous system development. Beverly Rubik formalized the biofield concept in 2002. HeartMath Institute research shows the heart generates an electromagnetic field detectable * 3+ feet from the body, with rhythm patterns changing distinctly with emotional states. Modern developmental bioelectricity has partially vindicated Burr's observation that voltage gradients instruct embryonic patterning, though the extension to intention encoding in electromagnetic fields remains. Kastrup's analytical idealism, * why materialism is baloney * 2014. The idea of the world * 2019 argues that universal phenomenal consciousness is the sole fundamental ontological category, with matter being what consciousness looks like from outside. Under idealism, mind affecting matter is not reaching across an ontological gulf, but mind affecting patterns within itself. Kastrup holds PhDs in both computer engineering and philosophy, worked at CERN, and has published in Scientific American and the * Journal of Consciousness Studies. Critics argue idealism may simply relabel rather than explain. ** The pragmatic psychological model ** the minimum explanation requires no metaphysics at all. The * reticular activating system, RAS, reprograms to notice relevant opportunities after a clear intention is set. Confirmation bias makes practitioners notice and remember confirming events. Priming effects * prepare the unconscious for goal-related responses. Self-fulfilling prophecy * mechanisms, Robert K. Merton, 1948, mean that expecting success increases confidence, effort, and persistence. Ritual commitment * creates powerful motivational states through investment of time and emotional energy. These well-documented mechanisms are sufficient to produce real, measurable changes in behavior, perception, and outcomes without invoking any quantum or metaphysical mechanism. ## the strongest honest case. The case rests on 5 pillars, ranging from established to speculative. First, the placebo effect proves that belief affects physical reality through measurable neurobiological pathways, endogenous opioid release, dopaminergic activation, predictive processing, and this is consensus neuroscience, not fringe science. A 2024 Nature study identified a specific neural circuit mediating placebo analgesia in mice. Second, quantum mechanics is genuinely probabilistic at the fundamental level. The Born rule gives only probabilities, and no hidden variable theory has restored determinism without introducing other counterintuitive features. Bell's theorem, 1964. Third, the measurement problem is genuinely unresolved. What constitutes a measurement has no universally accepted answer, and multiple interpretive frameworks remain viable. Fourth, several Nobel-caliber physicists did take consciousness seriously in quantum mechanics. Wigner, Pauli, Wheeler, Penrose. Even though this remains a minority position, 6% in a 2011 survey. Fifth, the practical tradition has persisted for millennia across virtually every human culture, suggesting these practices tap into something real about human psychology at minimum. The most rigorous position is that the psychological mechanisms alone justify the practice *. They are well documented, powerful, and sufficient to explain observed benefits. The quantum analogical framework provides a coherent vocabulary and mental model that enhances practice, even if the underlying physics are metaphorical. The formal layer concept offers a productive imaginal workspace, even if it corresponds to nothing physical. And the dual principle provides essential practical guardrails regardless of whether psychic conservation laws operate literally. The map is not the territory, but a good map helps you navigate. The sorcerer's apprentice can reason about these mechanics as a coherent operational framework while maintaining appropriate epistemic humility about where analogy ends and proven science begins #conclusion. What the apprentice should know: this research reveals a framework that is structurally coherent, practically useful, historically deep, and scientifically honest about its own speculative foundations. 3 insights emerge that could not be reached by examining any single component in isolation. First, the convergence across 6 independent formal layer traditions: Platonic forms, Augustine's Rations Aeterni, the Sefer Yetzirah, Boehm's implicate order, Jung's psychoid archetypes, and Sheldrake's morphic fields, suggests that the intuition of a patterning realm behind observable reality is among the most persistent in human thought. Whether this convergence reflects genuine metaphysical structure or a deep cognitive bias toward pattern detection is itself an open question that the apprentice should hold without premature resolution. Second, the operative technology works at the psychological level regardless of metaphysical mechanism. The sigil method is a sophisticated technique for bypassing conscious editorial resistance to implant goals in the subconscious, functionally equivalent to Goddard's SATS, structurally parallel to hypnotic suggestion, and leveraging the same neurobiological pathways that make placebos effective. The neither-neither principle is a genuine consciousness technology with independent corroboration across Buddhist Madhyamaka, Pyrrhonian skepticism, Christian kenosis, and Eckhartian Gelassenheit. The dual principle encodes practical wisdom about conservation and consequence that operates whether or not psychic energy exists as a measurable quantity. Third, Protestant theology provides not merely a retroactive justification, but a genuinely illuminating framework. Concurrence theology, the doctrine that every event is simultaneously a creaturely act and a divine act, offers the most sophisticated available model for understanding how human intention and larger-scale ordering principles might cooperate without contradiction. The structural identity between kenosis and the neither-neither, between Hebrews 11, one's asterisk hypostasis and eigenstate collapse, between the means of grace and the operative technology of ritual, suggests that the magical and theological traditions may describe the same phenomenon from different angles. The apprentice's task is to hold all these models simultaneously, as Spare advised. Does not matter, need not be. Using each where it illuminates, discarding none prematurely, and remaining honest about what is known, what is speculated, and what remains genuinely mysterious.